Welcome back to Haunted and Historic Australia for another episode in our Adventures series. In this episode, we take a look at St. Peters Anglican Church and Cemetery in one of Lachlan Macquarie's 5 towns, Richmond. Apologies for the noise. There was a couple of aircraft going over, as well as the cicadas are happily squeaking away. And the glare, it was 32 degrees and hot, and the glare from the sun was a little difficult too, so bear with us, but we hope you enjoy. St. Peters Anglican Church, Richmond. Look to be in service. As you can see, there's a lot of cars around, so just going to walk over to the shade. And probably in service at the moment, so we won't make a lot of noise. And this appears to be the rectory over here. Built in around 1837. See if I can... Looks like people are living there. Oh, there's some little galahs. To get a bit of a better angle. Without filming people. Tree. Well, there's a big chimney. The people must live there, so we won't get too close. St. Peter's Church. And hopefully Mitch is around the other side. There's a park on that side too. Warm day today. Now, St. Peters Anglican Church was built in around 1841, designed by Francis Clark and built by James Atkinson, the same builder as and designer as Bartholomew's Church in Prospect, and same year, 1841, so they must have had the same design for both, and whacked them up pretty quick. As quick as you can whack up a church. So there's people here. I want to make sure I don't draw attention. This cemetery has some notable graves. Those of the Rouse family, Richard and Elizabeth Rouse, pioneers to Rouse Hill and the Parramatta and Hills areas, as well as the Richmond area. Also, their children, 2 of which died in infancy, one being the first interred in the cemetery, George Rouse. Now, it states that he died in 1809, so he must have been buried or interred in 1809. So they started off this cemetery relatively early compared to the building of the church in 1841. It is also the resting place of Margaret Catchpole. We did an episode for Margaret and Mary Raby, who are often intertwined their stories, but Margaret is definitely buried in this cemetery, St. Peter's. Where is another story. It is an unmarked grave, and the only reference is that it was on the left-hand side. So whether that was at the front of the cemetery or the rear of the cemetery up near the Rouses is quite unclear, as she was buried in an unmarked grave. So it's one of those things that remains a mystery. But we hope you enjoyed this episode. It was quite hot and glary, as normal for this time of year. So please bear with us, and we hope that you enjoy this episode. Most of these are 1900s. The ones over there were the 1800s, early 1800s. Some tall ones here. There are some other ones over there, but there's a couple of people looking at their relatives, so don't really want to get too close. A lot of these are early 1900s. Devlin family. Dalton family. We've got Cobb over here. Dunstan. A couple of old ones, but not as old as what I believe would be down the end. Alright.
So yeah, I haven't done these few here, just started here. Because there's a lot of new ones in here, I would suggest that when you do the video, you just say, look, there's sometimes people here that are visiting their loved ones, and even though this is a very old cemetery, they're still recently having interments here.
Yeah.
So it's in bad taste to get footage of anyone that, basically is recent and having family here.
Well, I've said that before.
I think it's important because we are going to miss a few of the ones in the middle here.
Yeah.
We don't want to be near the others. Yeah?
No, well, that's right. Okay. 1900s. (1827) Sarah Sweet and Thomas Mason. Just trying to get an idea of some of these. Meanwhile, I'm walking through webs. There's a couple of old ones in here. See if I can. Riley, Short, 1830s, 1850s. In amongst the more newer graves. It makes it a little difficult when you've got old ones mixed in with newer graves too, because you can't really, it's difficult to film, is what Mitch was saying. There's a fella walking around down there. So I'm just trying to of them. Some here that are very sunken. It's very difficult to walk. Some of them don't even have inscriptions. They've faded away. Some of them look old. Try and get through here. Some of them are very old down there. That one's falling in. Well, it's a wasp nest. We'll move away from there. Unfortunately, a lot of these have no inscription. Some bees. Let's see if I can zoom out. Oh wow, look at the willy wagtail. I don't know if I can zoom in on him properly. In there, pretty bird, blue. Not sure if I'm still. No, he must have gone. Long. Probably best to get on the other side of these. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of signage. Paul Randall. I don't know why the old fellow was coming up this far. He must have had another relative to visit, but wooden crib. Could hear some banging. It sounded like someone was trying to knock out of one of these graves. I think there's a house down further. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Now, Margaret Catchpole is believed to be one of the earliest buried here. 1817 perhaps. But she was in an unmarked grave, sadly. So it's made it difficult to find her. Many of the people that are here are pioneers to the area. Green hull. So some of them face one way and some of them face the other. You're just lucky which way you get on. Now I know the First Fleeters Foundation will mark any of the First Fleeters. I'll have to come back and get those ones there. '60s. William Cox. Here we go. Okay, so this is the son of William Cox, who travelled over the Blue Mountains with Wentworth, Lawson, no, I'm hot, it's really hot, Wentworth, Blaxland, and Wentworth, Blaxland, it'll come to me. Just not right now. Frances Fox. Okay, so second daughter of Alexander, wife of Henry Cox. Okay, so we've got a couple of the Cox family there. But I'll update over the top of that when my brain's not frazzled from the sun. Okay, Pitman walking through webs again. Okay, so they're not altogether too old. Sloper cocks. So the Cox family were in Hobartville. Francis, Onus and Cavil Guest. You can see through there. It's a really hot day today, so if we don't have the rain coming down on us, we've got the sun. Now this looks like it's a nice little sign here. Let's make sure we've got no wasps. What have we got here? Daphne. There we go. I thought it might have been a first fleeter. Onus family. Guest. Oh gosh, I wish it wasn't so hot. Wish I'd have come out yesterday to do this. Oh, Cornwall. Now this is interesting. I wonder if there's stairs that lead down there, if it's a crypt. It just looks really interesting how it's like that. There's another one there. It's almost as if you could go down into it. Like you see some of them in South America, they've got these crypts, or probably other places too. Bush. Where they have quite a few people, so they have to build it and you slide them down underneath. Right. I am cooking in this sun, so I'm just going to keep going. Try not to disturb the fella. Paying his respects. Bedwell, Cornwall, Henderson. Just going to try and get through as fast as possible. That one looks like there's sinkage happening. Hopefully my phone's still recording. And my Cooper. Brown. See, they've got these underground things. Here we go. Sun of green. And the lizards. Now there's a road down there. Oh, so hot. Now, it is believed that Margaret Catchpole is over in this corner somewhere. There was a tree that they took a photo of on the other side of the road. I mean, the tree seems to be long gone by now. These trees wouldn't have been, I doubt very much these trees would have been here. They look to be more weedy trees than actual tree. Except for this one here. This big one here. He may have been the tree. It looked very gnarly and old looking. But, let me just reposition my hand.
your dreams align. Sign me up and tell me about the people that you know who are trying to feel alive. Life can get hard, so honey, if you need to cry, just come share my pillow and rain, rain, go away. I wanna hear about everything you're ever thinking. You know that I can take the truth. Call me out if you think I'm never slipping. Maybe I can turn it around. Oh yeah. Baby, if you want us, you know time is on our side. But things are gonna haunt us, we'll just have to put aside. And I'm right here if you just need to cry. Come love, share my pillow and rain, rain, go away. Been some time since you fixed me. I'll never forget your time.
Where's this one here? 1835, this fella. What's up? I am. Bobby, don't go up there, I'll get it. Don't go up there. Look, I'm following you up there. So I just got to say something. You see how this is over here? Like, okay, look, see how these graves here, very old. Okay, they've sort of half pie gone around them. The bit I don't like is, and I'll only say this because of the fact that if I had my people here, any of my people here, like there are a lot of new people here, I would, and who have like brought their own turf, buffalo grass, etc. and so forth, to beatify and even take it down to the line, right? Down to the bloody line here, okay, because they're not going to do any more, right? I find that offensive, yeah? Like, and I'm not saying go ahead and make the whole freaking place like this, but look, there is an element here of and listen, this is neither here nor there, but there's an element here of a certain ethnicity, right? Who they are doesn't matter. They're not bad as a whole, but a lot of these graves are all from the same group of individuals with the same heritage, which isn't traditionally out of Australia. Okay, now I just find it offensive that they go to all this trouble to beatify their little spot with new buffalo grass and everything, but what, they couldn't get their whippers and give poor old Mary Knott's grave, who poor old love's been here for many a day, long before any of them. They couldn't just bring their little whipper and give Mary's a little bit of go, or come over here to Edward Lewis's grave, and pardon me, and who's been here since 1857. They couldn't prune a few of these trees out of here, you know. And in saying that, you know, maybe you think, oh, well, why don't you go and fucking do it? Well, mate, at the end of the day, you know what? I will do it. I'm going to bring my own, and we'll document it. It may not be next year. It may not be. Sorry, it may not be this year. It may not be for a few months yet. But I will definitely bring back a whippersnipper and a pair of gloves and clippers, and I'll clip down some stuff here as much as I can, because I just find it a little bit rich that people are going to go ahead and they're going to just do that little section there. And as for the rest of the pioneers here, who've been here since year dot, well, you know, who cares, apparently. So, just a thought. I don't care if people like it or not. It's a fact, you know. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't mean it ain't true. That's my rant. Don't put that in the video, will you? Thanks.
Phone was getting a little hot there, so I had to turn it off for a little bit. Just going to quickly zip down this end. We were past here before. Just curious about this back end up here. If this may be where Margaret Catchpole was buried. Bit of a drop down there to someone's house. And this is actually where Lachlan Macquarie wanted the cemetery to be. Oh wow, look at that, overlooking the water. There's people down there, so we don't want to film. So, look for all purposes, Margaret may have been buried here overlooking the water. I mean, she wasn't hated by people. She was liked. So there's every chance. Oh, look at that thing. Henry. Is he? Yeah, for purposes, she may have been placed close to where the Rouses are. And the Rouses are over there. Mitch has filmed in here. That's amazing. Look at that little thing. It's like a house. Of course. This would be the Rouse people. Look at that house. Look, I know Mitch has been in here and filmed, so I won't stick around here, but just wanted to cover the ground where Margaret Catchpole could possibly have been. And they did state from the road back there was on the left hand side. So whether it was in the front left or up here in the back left, she's here. Her remains are here. Yeah, we did a story on Margaret Catchpole and her life. Started off as a horse stealer and then was very close to the Rouse family, saving one of their children, I believe, if I can remember correctly. You can see the spire from St. Peters across the road. Now there are some families here that are pretty notable. Pitt family, Bowman and others, which I will list. But yes, it is difficult when there's so many new graves as well, because you don't want to film, respectfully, you don't want to film anyone's relatives buried here who are obviously still living and don't want their family to be on TV. I can hear him talking, but I don't know if he's calling me or if he's just waffling like I do. Wow, so this is the Anglican cemetery, the oldest cemetery in Richmond, 1814 I believe. It was before the church. Now obviously the church being built in 1841 wasn't here. The church wasn't here while the cemetery was being used. They had to put people somewhere. Wow, it's warm today, hey, the humidity's killing me. Yeah, as with most old religions here, they start out in a Sunday schoolhouse, like a schoolhouse, where they have Sunday school and mass. I think I've done these ones. Yes. And that would have been, I'm guessing, where the other little building is there, where the people are, which we didn't film. There's another kind of church-like building across the road. They did say that the fireplace of the schoolhouse was still standing or being used or something like that. I can't see any notable fireplaces in that place. could be over there, and the rectory, obviously, unless I got it mixed up, and that's the rectory over there. But I couldn't get close enough because, as you can see there's people walking around over there, and we don't like to film people, fully for respectful reasons. I'll just get over here. Not too sure how far I came along here and how far I need to go. Obviously there's some newer graves here, so we don't want to film, but I don't want to leave stones unturned if there's someone important up here. Oh, that's very pretty. Smith. Oh god, the ground sinks beneath your feet, and you start thinking, gosh, am I going to go? Oh, that one looks like it's an older one. See, the older ones are amongst the newer ones, so it's very difficult to film only the older ones. Let me just pop over here for a sec. These ones look quite old, and behind me the newer ones, so 1868. Got a couple there that are on 16 years there. Hobson. Well, I won't film in that direction because we've got obviously one right next to it that's newish. That one looks empty, possibly fallen over inside. Carolyn Wood, 1836 over here. Let's pop through. There's buzzards here, so we might try not to bother any particular buzzards. Crowley. It's an interesting one. What is that? Can I just have a look? Looks like it's an old... something stuck there. Not sure. Crowley. Yeah, there's still some older ones in the middle here. Howell. Oldson. Looks like there's some old. You can see the newer ones are popping up in between, which, as I said, makes it difficult to film the older ones. Howell. Oh, it looks like it might say Reverend, but oh, look, there's a little one fallen down over there. Whoops, where are we? Oh, I'll get that one. Huxley. Let me just pop back over here now. There's probably some unmarked graves. Oh, I got here. Eva Timmins. There's some more. We did film over there, but we'll try and make it as quick as possible. I've got a feeling my phone's not going to last too much longer. Who do we have here? Thomas Huxley, 1854. Oh, we've got planes going over because we're near the RAAF base. Oh, look, the Hoff, Wellington, Hoff, Clow. They're all 1900s. Kinnan. Mayo, Kinnan, Ezzy. Okay, and then we've got a couple of newies back there. Now, from what I can see, there's a couple of little old ones in there amongst the new ones. And there's an old photo of the cemetery that has a lot of these middle section here standing, so I'm going to try and, now that the people have left, I'll try and get through as many as I can. They look to be mostly 1900s. We might get lucky and there could be a couple of 1800s here, if they can be read. Sadly, a lot of them are very discoloured. 1892. These ones look fairly old. Drayton, 1930s, 1940s. Hilton, Marlin. Yes, there's a couple of other ones down there. And this section here looks pretty new, so I'm not going to bother filming too much on that side. What have we got here? 1855. A couple of family members buried in with some of the older families. Douglas, Norris, Wilson. Hope you can see them okay. Travis. These ones look old, don't they? 1860s. There's a couple back there. Stevenson family. Missing a couple on this side now. 1900s. 1855. George Smith. Charles Weeks. Oh, thank God we've getting a little bit of shade from the sun. Cummins. What have we got over here? We wanted to film as much of this cemetery as we can because it's quite, I wouldn't say it's a large one, not by any means, but it's full. So full. These look to be 1850s, 1916 back there, 1960s, 1877. We got here Thompson, Senior, 1867, 1858. Howell family seems to be plentiful here. Who have we got here? Thompson, 1893. There's a couple back here. 1864. Adams, Huxley again. Loudon, Stevenson, Shields. Just calling out a couple of the names. Phillips. I don't want to go too far into there, but they all seem to be 1900s. William Stevenson. Yeah, 1870s. A couple standing up the back there that look like they're a little bit older. I'll get those ones over there. And this one's, it's got a bracket on the back of that one. Looks like it's could be close to tumbling. 1860s. 1900. Oh, there's a couple of 1860s on that one. Eggleton. 1870s. 1938 behind. Yeah, so there's a lot of them here. 1850s. Quite a lot of people. Oh. Now I'm sure my phone's going to get hot in a sec. Just pop over here. 1860. So as you get closer to the actual church, and there would have been a cobblestone road that ran right through here, or gravel and then cobblestone, but they've got obviously a road there now that's quite busy. Here we go. And loud. Right, well I'm just going to have a quick check over here. Not 1860s and 66. Sun's back out again, so we'll have to make a move. I'm not in Richmond. He may have left without me. Yeah, the heat's getting to me now. Oh, there he is. He's wandering through my ride. Don't leave me here. Although I would really like to know where Margaret Catchpole's buried. I would really like to know. So it's either in that area to the front left or to the back left, but she is here. She was famous. We did a story on her. It's one of the first we did stories on, I believe. A lot of these are 1880s now. Green Hawk or Green Hall. So definitely, if you're in the area, check it out.
Aussie made.